Hello, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful edition of Live with Lloyd. I'm astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn, your host. I want to thank you very much for joining us. You see on the screen is the guest that we're going to be bringing on in just a few moments. But this is Learn from Lloyd, where the joy of numerology is the joy of learning and enlightenment, which is always my goal and objective. Um, let me do a couple of things here. Let me get this straight. All right, here we go. Just take me a moment to make my little adjustments. There we go. How y'all doing, folksies? All right. Anyway, um, I always do the cosmic forecast. All right. We still in the sign of Scorpio. All righty. We still the moon is now in Capricorn. Tomorrow, a little after 10 p.m., it will go into the sign of Aquarius, where I'll have my guests featured on Wednesday. In the meantime, though, tomorrow, 10:03 p.m. Aquarius. But by that time, Wednesday, the 10th, it'll still be in the sign of Aquarius. Numerically, it's a 7 universal month. For the newbies, here is how I did it. Simple. I put 2021 added to the 11th month, and those two factors added up to a 7. So this is a month really for everybody to get right with themselves, to get right with their creator, to begin to examine why they're doing the things they're doing. If some of you have been having some of these strange or weird dreams where you wake up and say, "What is that about?" Well, that's probably some of the things. I also want to thank those that participated. We did a virtual reading this past Saturday, November the 6th, with Kaya French and myself. She was in Detroit. I was here in New York and Harlem. But we got quite a few people. So those that did join us and participate, I hope we did well by you. I know I spent the full day. I couldn't even go outside and the weather was nice. At least the sun was. Anyway, so that's it. Also, sign up for the free monthly newsletter. You just go to my website, lloyd-strayhorn.com, and you go all the way down and you'll see free monthly newsletter. You must leave your email. Now, we do suggest you leave your birthday. Um, but if you don't, that's your choice. But you must leave your email in order to get the newsletter. So today is just the 8th, so you can still get and catch up with what's going on. All righty. Now, my special guest, without further ado, is this beautiful lady next to me, and her name is Sister Kufunya. Kufunya, how you doing, lady? Okay, I think she's getting the mic.
Hold on. Okay, sorry about that.
That's all
Hi,
right.
how are you?
The one thing about live things like this is it's not pre-scripted or whatever the case is like that. I guess that's Palo Santo you're burning.
Yes, I am.
Yes, Palo Santo always smells so good.
I
Anyway,
love it.
Capunia, you and I've been knowing each other more than the New York Minute. You know that, right?
Yes, 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 indeed. Yes, yes,
and
yes.
and you do crystals, you do oils, you do quite a few things. But before we start, that
Uh-huh.
image that's sitting behind you on your right shoulder, your right over your right shoulder, what image is that you have draped on the wall behind you?
This
That
is
is a beautiful image.
this is Ma Lakshmi, and she carries the frequency of abundance on all levels. She is the mother of opportunities. She is everything. She brings abundance in relationships and um, opportunities. Ma Lakshmi and Om Lakshmi Namaha is one of her uh, mantras. For you, if you're interested in what mantras are word sound power. Mantras bring manifestation to the individual. And most of the time, people can do 9 mantras, they can do 27 mantras, but the
Mm-hmm,
ultimate,
mm-hmm.
the ultimate word sound to get it deep into your consciousness is 108 time, which equals 9.
Right, completion. Okay,
Yeah,
you know, as soon as you say numbers, I'm on it. Okay, my ear perks
yeah,
up right away.
yeah,
Okay,
yep.
so how did you get started with this, and what led you down this path, Kufunya, where you got into crystals and oils, and
Oh man.
I mean, it's been a journey, I'm sure.
Ah, well, I would say from creation, because I've always been a person who loves nature. You know, from small, I love thunder and lightning. I love everything about nature, the greenery, the ocean, the rivers, the rocks. And it was just something, I just knew there was more than what we were seeing with our seeing eyes.
Aren't you a Leo 7 person?
I am.
Yes, 7 is rules nature, that has
Yeah,
dominion over nature, the earth, the water,
yes.
everything. Go ahead.
Yeah. And so, I'm a curious person. I'm a curious being.
That's a 7
And
trait. Very
yeah,
good.
and I knew that there was more to what was being shown to us. So my journey took me on many, many chapters within this life. And, I was into health, I was a nursing assistant, and I've always liked to see people and wellness and healing and all of those things. So I started that from high school, where back in the day they would have different programs for you, like vocational programs, where if you were interested in mechanics or carpentry and whatnot. Well, I was
Mhm.
interested in the health, and plus my mother, God rest her soul, she was also into healing, and my grandmother, God rest her soul too, was also into healing. And I just found out that one of my relatives was one of the first uh, African indigenous to be in the army, and she's like 100 and something right now, and she lives in
Wow.
South Carolina. I just found out about that. So it's like in the bloodline.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you.
yeah,
Question,
yeah.
of the path you took, like I took a path of numbers, somebody might take a path of studying the stars. What made you go to crystals and oils and thus wellness?
You know, um, I can tell you how that started. Uh, Back in the day, in the early 2000s, I was working with a band out of St. Croix called Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to go to these different places halfway around the world. And these people used to come up and give us crystals. And sometime, at a particular venue, they would ask us if it was all right for different vendors to come and set up. And they would set up all of these different crystals. Now, I didn't know the lead singer, Von Benjamin, God rest his soul, um, was into crystals as well. So we would be going, we would be on our breaks, we would be going to different crystal shops and whatnot. And, I, even before I started working with them, I remember I had a rose quartz crystal, and I don't even know where that came from.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
even after that, after I parted ways we parted ways in 2007. I was drawn to this crystal store called East West Books
I heard of it. Yes.
and
Yes.
yoga studio. So I was like the only fly in the milk there. And the owner saw something in me as I was going through my journey of all different kind of things that I was going through that would have taken most people out. Um, I got to learn about these different crystals. And while I was going through my healing, I was also healing other people. Well, not healing, I was giving them the tools and the energy and the frequency
Mhm.
so they could, do it themselves. Because, in order to, I never called myself a healer, first and foremost. Other people did.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I never claimed that. I just said, oh, if you use this crystal, this may help you. If you use this essential oil, this may help you. If you use this tuning fork, this is what this tuning fork does. And, you know, just being in nature, you know, knowing that, you know, certain plants and essential oils and everything could also assist you. And also, when I was on this journey, you know, from 2007 until present, really getting really into it, I wanted to make sure that I was working in the right frequency. So I noticed that in all the sacred texts, they talk about crystals and essential oils. They talk about that. And I said, oh, I'm on the right path. And there's even various quotes and everything in the Bible, which they never taught you about. They never talked about the essential oils, you know, when you go to church and everything like that. They never talked to you about crystals, which crystals are in a breastplate of Aaron, and also in Revelation. They never told you about those things. But they did mention that, you know, herbs are the healing of the nation, but they never really got into why, because, you know, it's the church is about control and dominion and all of those other things.
Sure.
But because we're in a time of revelation, and I always this download came to me that let the unveiling continue. So there's a lot of unveiling happening right now on the earth, and there's people who are trying to capture souls and spirits and whatnot. But right now, this is the time I feel that is important for us to reclaim our power and not letting outside forces tell you how to live and what to do when nature has given you everything. And some
our disposal right here. Yeah.
Right. And some of the tools that I was drawn to, like I used to have, well, I still have dreams about crystals, but when I was going through my healing process of disappointment, depression, and all of those other things, I would have dreams about flying over crystal beds, right? And that's many years ago. And I still remember those visions. And I also would look it up after and I say, oh, your heart needs to be healed, or, you know, this particular situation will help you do this, and the other. So crystals have been my friend, Brother Lloyd. They have been my friend because they help put food on the table, right? They help me travel. They help me do a lot of different things because crystals, essential oils, everything is based on a frequency. Even us, we're energetic beings. So, you know, why not take a rose quartz crystal if you had
that's beautiful.
A broken heart, or you were betrayed, and all of those different things? And why not get a natural citrine? Like this is a natural citrine. The citrine that most people see are like these yellow looking things, but this is straight from the Congo.
Now I gotta tell you, that Palo Alto smoke is kind of blocking some of those. So
let me
that's there we go. There we go. But you know what? Before I ask you the next question, when you mentioned East West Books, that's how I was introduced to East West Books, through you. That's how I was introduced through you. That's how I met Ali, through you.
That's
led
right.
to my trip to China, that led to my trip to India, you know, and I'm so glad you got to see how the dots are connected, because people don't think nobody did nothing for them. But my introduction to East West Books was through you, then Ali married her husband, then I went to China, then I went to, all of it started in East West Books.
Right. And also, I have to give a shout out to Unc Rising Sun, because when he came to East West Books, he brought Ali, and that's how I met Ali through.
See how the connections work?
I'm telling you,
it's
amazing.
And he's a 7 just like you.
It's amazing, you know, how these things, everything is connected to something else. Nothing just happens.
We
There's
think it just happens, though. You
right.
know what I'm saying? Now,
Exactly.
one of the things I asked, which that excites me, is that there are people that are lining up with their questions and their birthdays, and you can relate to crystals to some of the zodiac signs. But
Right.
here's what I wanted to ask you, though. There are original crystals, and then there are synthetic crystals. How
Yeah.
can one tell the difference between the two?
Well, the thing about that is that once you work with them, once you work with the energy of the crystals, first of all, you should get with someone who kind of like knows about crystals to see if this is authentic. Like I know this for sure is an authentic citrine from the Congo. And
Whoa.
this is a very pricey.
Whoops.
Yeah, real citrine is pricey. It goes by the gram. Okay. So what you're looking at right here is about 300 plus crystal right here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is real, authentic citrine from the Congo.
Now, what does the cistrine crystal do? What purpose does it serve in the healing
Well, the
process,
frequency,
modality?
yeah, the frequency of the citrine crystal is sun frequency. It works with the solar plexus. You know, it releases the energy of abundance.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
so even though this is a, let me see, this is a third chakra stone, right? Which
Uh-huh.
is the solar plexus. So if you have any issues dealing with digestion, or you want to, amp your energy, your will, your divine will up, you can use a citrine authentic crystal. I love this.
Now you hear me. I started to call you Crystal. Sorry, Kufunya. Now,
It's okay. They
let's say
call me the crystal
somebody
maiden.
let's say somebody is introduced to crystals for the very first time. What would be the first crystal you would recommend for a novice? I'm not talking about those that's been in the crystals like you, the rose quartz. And why is that?
Because rose quartz deals with love of self. It
Ah,
deals with self
ah,
love.
okay,
So
okay.
when you love yourself, you know what love really looks like and what it feels like. Me, I didn't know that. I was looking for love in all the wrong places.
I think all of
And
us do at some
yeah,
point.
all the yeah, in all the wrong places until that inner self, that inner guidance will guide you to the crystal that you actually need. And a lot of people feel that, oh, I'm picking the crystal, but actually it's the energy that it's drawn to you. And actually you can put a tumblestone crystal rose quartz in your water to energize your water. You could put,
Really?
yeah, you could basically put um any crystal, and we'll go through that, as we go along. But rose quartz would be the first crystal that I would recommend for someone because it means self-love, love of community, and love of the earth. A lot of us did not receive real love, or they're talking about the Hollywood type of love that, oh,
Ah,
you do something for me, I'll do something for you. And it's really not like that. It's like
I hear you on that one.
divine, divine love. And I even put crystals in my bath water. Like I put rose quartz in my bath water because it's frequency, it's energy. So this would be the first crystal that I would recommend for person. The
But you know
second,
what's interesting, Capunia, and I'm so sorry
yes,
because you know what it made me think about? Don't
yes,
they put crystals in these phones and crystals in the radio
yes,
sets and crystals in the
quartz,
TVs?
quartz.
But they're still crystals.
Yes, and let me just hold on one second, Lloyd. I
Alrighty.
have to get
And while
the
she's
room.
doing that, we will. But this is the importance of crystals, and what we're going to do too. I'm glad that you are submitting your names and birthdays, because what she's going to do, from what my understanding is, actually begin to take, I guess, your birthday or zodiac sign or number. I don't kind of
Yeah,
know what it does,
the
and she's
zodiac
going to
sign.
actually kind
Yeah.
of attune it like that. So between she, because she's the main person, this is her show today, and myself. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Now you're back with us. Okay, good.
Clear
Oh,
quartz.
I gotta get a full shot of that one. Now, what is that?
This is a clear quartz crystal.
Uh-huh.
And clear quartz are crystals that amplify your energy. And these are found in watches, in computers, in your cars, because they have a resonance, piezoelectricity. These are some heavy duty uh, crystal, and they come with different faces on them, because not every crystal is the same. Some are manifestation crystals, some of them are Isis crystals, some of them are celestial crystals, and we're made of the same elements of the crystals as well. People don't
Hmm.
realize that we have crystals in our bodies as well. So this is another crystal that I would recommend with the rose quartz. Let me get a tumble rose quartz, because I want to show you that this same crystal you can put in water to
Really?
amplify your water. Yes, you can. It should be smooth tumble, because when it comes out of the earth, it looks like this.
Uh-huh. Now
But
you're
when
saying that tumble crystal has been shaped? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, it has been tumbled smooth. That's what they call tumble stones.
Ah,
So
okay,
see,
okay. That's a beautiful color too.
thank you. I love it. And also, another crystal that I would definitely recommend. Hold on a second. I have all of my different
See, that's the beauty when we do this live, okay? So
yeah,
she can get what she needs and whatnot. And by the
right.
way, I see all these responses coming in on the comment section, and I'm going to ask you about that, and then we'll get into them too, because excuse me, we do not want them left out. So,
Oh no, we won't leave them out. We
okay,
won't leave
good,
them out.
good, good.
I was looking for a earth connector, which is a red jasper. Red jasper is a grounding stone. I don't know where it is. It disappeared, but it's a grounding stone. It's red, and it connects the energy of the earth to the person. It's like connecting to Mama Earth, and
Hmm.
it's called red jasper. And I mean, there's other stones, but we're talking about the basic crystals that you were saying. You know, people don't know much about the crystals and whatnot. That they should definitely start with the basic crystals.
Okay, good.
And
Now,
go ahead.
oh
Mhm.
no, I just wanted to say, I'm telling you, I have so many questions. I don't mean to over talk you, and I do apologize
It's
for that.
okay.
But
We're friends. We're having a
no, big
conversation.
time, big time. So,
We're having a
I mean,
conversation.
question. So, how then does these crystals relate to people? So, for example, um, there's a person named you'll see it at the bottom of your screen right here, named Sweets Stamps, and
Yes.
they are Leo 7. Like, you know this person?
Ah. Well, Leos are, let me tell you, Leos are special people. I love my
Is that
son.
because you happen to be a Leo, young lady?
Yes, but I love it because we're so different, you know? Uh, so so what I like about the Leo vibration is that everybody thinks like we're kind of like standoffish and all of that. No,
Haters, that's all that is. Haters. Don't worry
yeah,
about
we will give the shirt off of our backs if we have to, you know, and we are ruled by the heart, and the heart is the most powerful organ that we have in our bodies. And the thing of it is that the heart also has a brain too. It's a heart, it's a stone, it's a frequency that has an electromagnetic field around it. And what I forgot to mention is that the rose quartz connects with the electromagnetic field that is also around the earth as well.
Okay. Okay.
According to what I have read and studied. So
Okay.
some of the stones that a person can use as a Leo is carnelian. Carnelian is like a red crystal. Hold on, I gotta see where it is. Hold on one second, Lloyd. I see.
Okay, good enough. And while she is doing that, and she'll be back in a moment, there are other questions that's been asked too. So, but for that Leo 7 lady, it's interesting. My sister, I have to agree with Kufunya to a degree because my sister is a Leo 7 also, and is just known to give the shirt off of her back. So I think that's one of those things too. And you know what, Sister Kufunya,
Yeah, I'm here.
somebody asked me an excellent question, which is, how do you charge crystals? How do you charge them?
Oh wow. Let me tell you. Charging crystals, but before we go there, I want to show the carnelian. This is the carnelian.
Oh, that's pretty. I like that.
That's for the second sacral chakra stone. It's for creativity, vitality, sensuality. This is what this is. This is carnelian. Carnelians are excellent for Leo people. Because sometimes, like in the Wizard of Oz,
Well, that's pretty too. I like that one too.
yeah, this is carnelian. And also another good one is where is it? Where is my guide here? I want to show you what I have. A fire agate's a good amber. Let me show you amber. I have
Okay, now we got a lot of people, so we're gonna have to just touch on them because one of the things is they need to get in touch with you so they can go into more detail so you can provide a service for them so you can raise their consciousness, kundalini, or whatever words they use nowadays. Okay.
Yes. So who's next?
Well, okay, let me see. Kimberly says, so true about that Leo energy, often misunderstood.
Very much so.
Now, this person says they wonder, this is Jan Gladden, and they wonder, what is the best crystal for my journey based on my numerological background? In other words, she's a Cancer, born on June the 28th in 1989, which makes her a 7 destiny. In other words, when I take the month, the day, and the year she's born, so we can demystify how this works and the simplicity of numerology. On June the 28th of 1989, that was a 7 universal day. However, because she was born on that day, that universal day becomes her destiny number. So when TD Jakes, I was at a show, did a TV show in DC, or radio show at Sirius XM, and TD Jakes had called into the studio because he had just put out a book then called Destiny. And I explained to him on the phone that we all have a destiny, and so that's hers. So she wanted to know her journey. So what crystal would be good for her, either by her zodiac sign? You do the zodiac sign, but do they go by numbers too? And I think that's a good question.
Yeah, some of them go by numbers, but I'm not really, familiar with the number system, but more like astrology, like astrological, like for Cancer.
Well, we work with what we got. We work with what we got. Don't worry.
So her stone would be like a moonstone, And it
makes
would
sense.
also be rubies and emeralds and amber and chrysoprase. Those are very, very good crystals for her to use. And they're actually called water crystals. And the water crystals sharpens intuition, emotional experiences, and water signs are inward looking and sensitive. This is a passive rhythmic elemental that ebbs and flows. Water signs need some time to withdraw. So I would say for her to be in a state of solitude sometime, going into nature and connecting with the earth. And if she's able to put her feet on the earth, that will also help her ground as well. Grounding is a very, very important situation or experience for everyone to do, because we're in these shoes that disconnect us from the electrical, bioelectric elements of the earth to keep us connected to earth, because we have become so disconnected from nature. So it's very, very important. So when you get an opportunity to take your shoes off and walk on the dirt, hug a tree, something, so you can get that energy flowing and get reconnected
So
back.
you're saying that that is a part of the grounding process.
Yes, it is.
That's
It is.
interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay. And by the way, King Simon chimed in and said Ali met her husband Kachi at his event.
Let me tell you, we're all connected.
Connected, yeah, no question. This platform I use is because of King Simon. So I
Well,
that's
shout out
why I
to
don't.
King Simon. We go way back too.
Yeah,
We
no.
worked in the same music industry as well. So shout out to him as
Yeah, but
well.
it's so amazing how this world, as big as it is really small sometimes when you really begin to think about it.
Very, 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 very small.
And somebody just said that right here, they met me in Shenzhen, China, which is interesting.
Wow.
And they wonder what is the best crystal for their journey based on their numerological background. Oh, no, this is another person. I forgot. Yeah,
Yeah.
the other person said they met me in China. I want to know what was there. Hold on one second. There are a lot of people in here today. So
Let me share something with you, Lord. You never know who you're gonna meet, how you impact other people's lives. You never know, because I'm here dealing with my crystals, dealing with my essential oils, just being me and helping, being of service, to assist others on their journey, because if I don't know something, I'm definitely going to say, hey, I don't know. I'm going to let another person guide me, to solve the problem that I might not, or the issue that I might not know about.
yeah, because you can't know everything.
No.
And this was a question too, again, which we answered earlier, which this person wanted to know, Shanita Hickman, how do you know if her crystals are authentic? Again, and I guess that's the same way as I said, they're synthetic crystals, and then
They are. There are crystals, like I said, go to someone. It doesn't necessarily have to be me, but if you come to me or call me, I would show you, how to feel it, because you're going to, you got hand chakras in the center of your hand. So if you could just feel the energy of the crystal, even though, glass is also, a part of, sand is also quartz, and then they make it into glass. It's also vibrating on a frequency as well, because when I first got into, or well, crystals started activating me, I wouldn't deal with dyed crystals. I don't like dyed crystals, and I didn't.
You mean there are crystals that are dyed?
Yeah,
Really?
there are crystals that are dyed. That's why you have to be very, very careful by, having someone, if this is your first journey, and I'm sure as a kid growing up, you would pick up rocks and different
Yeah.
things, and sometimes you could pick up black tourmalines. You could find them readily, like in Philly. Like I would go on these journeys with Ross Ben. Shout out to Ross Ben, and we would pick up these crystals right off of the ground, like black tourmalines, garnets, quartz crystals right there. So a lot of children, they know, they would come up to my table and their parents would say, "Oh, don't touch, don't touch." And I'm saying,
They can't help it though.
they can't help it because their energy is not, their energy channels are not clogged like some of us are.
Yeah, as adults, we become adults, we know everything.
Yeah, and we think that, crystals are amazing. Let me tell you, like I said, I love them and they love me, and I have them everywhere in my home. I have them in my kitchen, I have them in my bathroom, I have them in my bedroom, I have them on my person.
That's
Like
why
I
I refer to you as the crystal lady. Now you know, okay?
and I have these uh crystals on. This is called Numite, and this is
That's
Shungite.
beautiful.
Yeah.
What does that do?
Oh, you talk about 5G towers, and so we're
Yes.
going in any particular order. We're having a conversation here,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
it's not a written script. So people are very, very sensitive to electricity. That's why it's important to be grounded. Okay.
Makes sense.
So there's a lot of 5G towers. People are sensitive to cell phones and the radiation that emits out of cell phone. Like I have a cell phone protector on the back of this
Uh-huh.
phone,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I also wear, like you, Lloyd, you have on your protection too.
Yeah, yeah, I don't
Shield.
be playing. Yeah.
Yeah, like see, these are Shungites, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Shungite. This is elite Shungite, and in Russia, they use Shungite. Only comes from Russia, by the way. It
I
only
was
comes from
sold.
Russia.
Go ahead. Uh-huh.
It protects you from the electromagnetic negative elements of electricity and computers and cell phones and the cell phone towers, because people are sensitive to these things.
Well,
So
we as human beings emit frequencies. So that makes sense to me.
exactly, because we're bioelectric beings. Bioelectric, like Dr. Sabi would say, we are bioelectric beings. So we have to eat certain foods that emit,
Electric foods, he called it.
yes, electric, bioelectric foods and whatnot. So with the Shungite is very, very crucial in these times. Like here's a Shungite. Let me put this over here like this. This is a raw piece of Shungite. And this particular design came to me in a vision of the infinity,
Uh-huh.
as you can see.
Isn't that wrapped in copper?
Copper is another element that is very, very good to release certain toxins from the body. So Mama Earth is perfect, even though
Everything is
sometimes
compliment of Mother Nature.
I love Mama.
Well,
I
some
love,
person says, what crystal do you use to get a job?
well, first of all, you have to know that you're worthy of getting a job. That's the first thing.
Whoa.
And
Okay.
you
What do
have
you
to
mean
know.
by that?
Okay, so word sound power. If you let me tell you, first of all, you should write it down. Okay. Write down what you're looking for, because I know writing things down, I have manifested things by writing things down. Where I'm dwelling, and Lord, you came to where I'm dwelling in New Jersey.
Yes.
I wrote that down on a piece of paper, what I wanted. And I kept on seeing what I wanted to have. And so you could utilize different stones to manifest what you want. So you just don't want a job either. You want a job, you want to do something that you love. And because we're in this paradigm right now, it's forcing us to really do what we really want to do. And if we have faith and trust within ourselves, because the God frequency, the God particle is within us, and capital God, geometry of divinity. We
Ah,
are an extension of divinity. So every crystal that you see, every star, every plant is a part of us. It's all a part of us. It's no separation. The only separation that has come upon us is the separation that this powers that should not be tell us we should not be separated from nature, because nature is going to give us the way to go. Because like I say, I'm a health and wellness practitioner that utilizes crystals, essential oils, uh, food, supplements, and spirituality.
well,
Like
is there a crystal, Kufunya, that attracts relationships? Because I know that probably is going to come up somewhere in this. So if somebody want to manifest, what crystals to use to manifest a job, what crystal do they use to manifest a relationship? I guess it's the rose quartz that you open up the show with, or
right.
maybe health, or maybe travel, or whatever the case is.
Let me tell you, there's many ways of manifesting what you want, but you can't just say, well, I just want to manifest a job. What kind of job do you want? How you got to map it out, you got to feel it, and you got to go into meditation. Sometimes you have to fast. So you could use these are technology, crystal technology that you could use. Even at CERN they use crystal technology. It's been around for thousands and thousands of years, even in the tombs of ancient Egypt, in Mexico. You see crystals, gold, copper, silver, all of those emit a frequency. So to that person who's, people, you cannot, oh, what is this crystal good for? What is it? No, it goes deeper than that.
Uh-huh.
First
Got
of
it.
all, you got to know that you're worthy, and there's no lack in this universe. So you you have to know that you are worthy of that service that you want to do.
Why is it we don't have that mindset? Because people say, well, I'm
Been
not worthy of this,
programmed.
I'm not worthy of that. What do you
We've been
think causes that?
the program, the patriarchal program that has been given, the traumatic experience that we were arrested uh, during the slave trade, even though it didn't start, we didn't start in slavery, because we were the first people on the planet of
Thank you. Thank you.
civilization, you
Thank
know,
you.
and the fact that they have dumbed down the divine feminine, because we lead here. We're not. I'm not saying that the divine masculine is not important. The divine masculine is important, that works together with the divine feminine, but the divine
Mhm.
feminine is the one that is the bringer of life.
Well,
So
everybody got to come through the divine feminine for all I know.
you gotta
I
come to
don't
that
know it any other
portal.
way. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta come
Amen.
to that yoni.
I say, okay. Listen,
you
here's
know,
another one that had an interesting. Oh, let me let you finish your thought too. Go ahead.
yeah. So I was saying that my brothers and sisters have to reclaim their power, and how they reclaim their power is being in nature. Turn off the cell phone, turn off the television. Ask yourself, who am I? What is my purpose? Because I never knew that I was going to be working with crystals, Lloyd. I never knew that I was going to be working with essential oils. I never knew that I was going to be giving spiritual guidance to people. I didn't know any of these things, but
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of evolving and because of the love that I have now, because some of us really don't love ourselves because we've been programmed. Oh, we have to be a certain color. All of this BS, that we have to be this, we have to be. No. We are the original phenotype of the planet. Okay. This has nothing to do with, being hate because, listen.
No, you and I, my dear, are on the same page with that. Because we love of self don't mean somebody else, but those reflect insecurities or neurosis on that side of the fence. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying. Okay. And
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, and the confusion. You see what's happening in present time, in present day. You don't want to lock your energy, because the energy is yours. It's your power. You are the metaverse. Okay, you are the metaverse. And like, shout out to Blue Pill and
The red pill, yeah,
Red
and Mama
Pill
Pill. Let's not leave
and
Mama Pill
Mama
out. Yeah,
Pill and Father Rich on Black Magic 365.
yeah.
And Moon Mama. We are the metaverse. What they were saying now is that we can and shout out to Real Niggas too. We are able to write our program now. So you have to reclaim your power. And this is some of the tools that can help us. The crystals being in nature, having them all around you, eating certain foods to bring up your frequency.
Makes
Because
sense. Makes sense. Makes sense.
it's not just one thing. It's not, oh, well, let me just get one. No, Rasta. It's everything. It's everything. It's
Yeah,
everything. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? It's the music that we listen to. Like the other day, Kanye West was talking about the 808 and the 440 frequencies. Those are negative frequencies.
That's not, they are
for
negative,
pollution.
destructive. Yeah, and that's all the energies that are coming out of these radios now is the 440. And people don't take my word for it or Kufunya. You Google the 440 frequency and they will tell you that's the most negative and destructive frequency out there. So don't be looking at me or looking at Kufunya, okay? We do
Making
not
shit
deal
up.
with these frequencies, all righty? Please give the sister a break, all righty?
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, divine. Let me tell you, Mama is so present right now. Y'all better freaking tune in. You better lighten up. You better, eat, lighter, fast every now and then so you can be in tune, because the unveiling is happening. I didn't, sometimes I ask myself, why am I like this? And when I was walking home, I was saying, thank you for my consciousness. I was blind, but now I see. I was blind. I didn't know, I had some idea, about what's going on, but I didn't have the fullness. And I'm still learning, unlearning to relearn, because the system has not been very kind to us, to indigenous people. And I'm putting it light. Okay.
You're putting it straight, though. You're putting it straight. That's the deal. That's the bottom line.
Yeah. And they haven't been kind. And we see all of these other things. Shout out to Vicky Dillard as well. I love her energy and her frequency. The divine mother. Let me tell you, once the mother wakes up, the feminine woman, shut it down. And
listen, go ahead. No. Listen. You know how we roll, Kufunya, okay? So there's no question.
I'm telling you, like, for instance, this is frankincense. I take frankincense I put it underneath my tongue. I put it on my third eye.
That's an essential oil.
It's an essential oil that you can ingest. Not all essential oils are the same.
Ingestible. Yes.
They're not. You have to know. And like before I came on the show tonight, this program, because I love Lloyd until I was having butterflies. So I said,
I already
let me get my lavender out so I could be nice and calm and not nervous, because I have so much honor and respect for this brother, this person here, that we have become dear friends. And I said, let me get my lavender, which can be.
And I was recommended that I should get lavender oil too. That's so interesting.
Yes.
I was recommended to do the same thing too.
And lemon oil is very, very good. This is the oil that comes from the rind of the lemon. These are different frequencies of mother. Okay. So I put on my lemon oil because lemon also helps you to remember, along with, let me see, where's my hematite? Along with hematite. Hematite is very, very good for students. It's for concentration and focus. And like,
and
when
these can be adult students too, right? Not just young students. Anybody that want to learn.
All spectrums.
Okay.
All spectrums. Hematite is like, let me tell you, there's so much things that you could do with hematite. You could even make yourself invisible, and that's another story, with hematite. There's a certain.
Oh, excuse me, back up. What is that you just said? You can make yourself what?
Invisible.
And what's the name of that stone that can make you invisible?
It's a treatment that has to be given. Yes. And I learned this when I went to a crystal academy to learn about these different. Let me tell you, it's serious.
No, this stuff is deep.
Don't. So the hematite is very good for grounding, to keep you grounded as well. And it does offer some shielding from, people, you know what, Lloyd?
Yes.
People don't understand that thoughts create reality.
True.
They don't understand that you can put out a thought towards a positive thought or a negative thought. The power of life and death is in the tongue. Word, sound, power. That's why you have to be careful what you ask for, what you pray for, and know that you're worthy of these things, because we're divine. And don't you know that even in the Bible, even though it's been mixed up, chopped up, and all of those things, don't you know that ye are gods? Not the creator, gods. Because the creator is in us. We're creators. Why not create our reality? You don't have to listen to those people outside. Create them. And this is what crystals have done for me. They open you up, Rasta. They open you up. There's a crystal called Moldavite. Okay. Let me go get that Moldavite crystal. Hold on, Lloyd.
Okay. While they're there, there's another person who had called in. They were born 2/22, and they wanted to know what their destiny number was. And if I'm not mistaken, the year was 1989, I believe. But anyway, this person would be a Pisces master number 22 person, which means they will be a water sign, and they were born at 12:53 in the afternoon, which means, from what I have been instructed and learned from my partner, is that the sun sign would be in the 10th house of the zodiac. And then once you know where the eastern horizon, the western horizon, and the top and the bottom of the chart, and how it's relating to the reference of time, that is what has gotten me to learn that if you know what time you're born in, I can almost tell you, short of having an ephemeris to make it official, and or what part of the planet you come from at the time and the month, the day, and the year you were born, the higher probability of when you where your sun sign was in the wheel. Okay. The beautiful lady is back. Okay, what we got, lady? Now who's he? That's beautiful. I like that.
This is Moldavite. And sometimes you see it has its own energy too, because you could use it as a pendulum. You see
Yeah, I
how
was
it's
gonna say it's
spinning?
almost spinning like a pendulum.
My arm is completely still.
Wow.
I'm not moving it. So this is a Herkimer diamond.
Really?
Yep. Along with Moldavite.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
Moldavite, you got to be ready for Moldavite.
What do you mean?
Moldavite,
I'm gonna
Moldavite,
cover so many questions, but this is so fascinating to me.
Moldavite comes from another dimension. And it could only be found in, I believe, the Czech Republic.
Interesting.
And it's an instant heart opener, instant spiritual transformation. Sometime when I don't wear Moldavite, when you wear Moldavite, like I haven't worn this in a while, so I would have to temper it with a rose quartz or another grounding stone, because the vibration is so high with Moldavite. It's a
That's
frequency.
amazing.
Yeah, it's an amazing crystal. And it works with the heart. It opens up the heart. It busts it wide open. So if you're not ready for it.
Well, listen, now, before we go any further, and it's amazing how we got it almost to an hour, but we're going to spill over just a little bit. For those that are very interested. Now, these crystals that you demonstrated and showed, can people actually purchase these crystals from you, my dear?
Yes, they can. Let me put mother proper. She said she needs to be properly
Yeah, no, gotta give respect to the lady, okay?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, people can contact me for spiritual guidance. You know, I'm not a person that reads, so to speak, but you know, I will talk to people and use my intuition. And everybody has their intuition, but
Yeah.
not their intuition hasn't been activated.
Okay,
Okay.
now, well, let me say this. My guest, and we're going to continue a little bit more past the hour, just a little taste. But my guest is the beautiful Sister Kufunya, is Crystals and Wellness, and there's her email address for those that would want to drop her a line. And in fact, we got a response in from China. We got a response in from the Dominican Republic. It's just interesting, and her contact number is 347-972-0901. Is that correct?
That's correct, my
Yes.
brother.
And her site is My Datora or My Terrier.
Yeah, my is www.mydoterra.com/Kufunya.
And
And they could contact me through Instagram,
it's
Kufunya,
right there.
right?
Mhm. And Facebook.
Facebook or Metaverse / Facebook, whatever. And then my Cash App is, as you can see on the banner, is there. It's $ Kufunya Ife. And I have my own YouTube channel,
Yay.
which I'm going to be, you know, getting ready to relaunch it again. And yeah, I'm just here to be of service as much as I can.
Well, let me say this too. Ever since about 2 weeks ago, when I had a sister on from Detroit, and she was talking about she was doing tarot, and I did the Cash App, but it dawned on me the Cash App isn't just a Cash App. It's Kufunya and all the other guests have one thing in common. You don't have a 9 to 5 job. Okay. Everything you're doing, you're stepped out on faith, your love, your
Yes.
passion for humanity. So what I'm saying is these crystals she got probably don't come for free, right? So if y'all got this notion of let me give me, hold up, let me put my face up in here so people can see what's going on up in this piece. So if y'all got the notion of a let me give me, can you spare, is it free? This is not what's happening. We have been programmed to do this to each other, yet everybody wants our money and we be starving in the midst of plenty. And what I'm saying is that we need to begin to be more conscious about supporting each other, especially the individuals that you see on this show. None of them have a 9 to 5. The only exception would be maybe Sister Iyanla Van Zandt. Okay, that's about the only one. But everybody else has made a conscious decision to go down this path, which is not easy. And I'm saying, please show the sister some love, and all the other guests that I have on that have a Cash App or PayPal or Venmo or whatever they got to support them. She's got to buy those crystals. They don't come cheap. I'm sure some of them are very expensive in terms of what they do. And so that's all I'm saying. I just wanted to get that out the way, and you can, as they say, carry on, my dear. Okay.
Yes, I wanted to build on what you said, Brother Lloyd, because my background is I'm a licensed respiratory therapist. I've been working in the health field for many, many, many years. I have saved many, many lives just by intuition and just being there at the right time, divine timing, right? And then I got this notion of, I wanted to, go into the music business. And my family, oh my God, they really got on my case. You mean to tell me you're going to leave that good,
Yeah. I've been
JOB
through that
at the
too.
hospital and this and that and blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And until I started bringing in the ching ching, they were getting on my case. And then once the ching ching started happening, because I manifested that too. The lady who was talking about how to manifest a job, I always wanted to find out what fills a stadium, what fills a club, how does that happen? And I started on my own journey. My company was called Make We Do It, is still called Make We Do It International with Good Works Production. And the management side of it is called Big Sis Entertainment, because there were a lot of people coming into the music business getting ripped off by people saying they're going to do this, they're going to do that, and just taking their money and blah, blah. And I was like consulting and giving, good advice and everything, guidance. That's why I named the company Big Sis, because I was like, I am a big sister to them, because based on experience, not based on, well, I want to do this. This is based on hard work. Let me tell you, taking my little ones out in the field with me, putting up posters, putting out flyers. My children used to come with me to SOBs. Shout out to Larry Gold,
Oh,
and
King Simon, he worked there too at
King
SOB for
Simon,
some
yeah.
years.
And we
Definitely.
worked on big, big events, and that took a lot of energy. And like when I said in the beginning, I worked with a group called Midnight. They were economically sufficient after all the hard work was put in, and they could go any they is let me tell you, the rest is my story and their story. And hopefully I'm not going to say what I'm going to do, but you know what I'm talking about,
Amen.
Lord.
I
Because
do. I certainly do.
yeah, okay. So this journey is a ever evolving journey, because like your soul and your spirit wants you to experience certain things when you come on the planet,
Mm-hmm.
right? You are here to experience, and let's say, oh, I want to know what fills a club or what makes an artist successful, and then bam, you start using your imagination. like I'm sure before Einstein, there were people who were talking about your imagination, but Einstein made it, I guess, more prevalent and more popular that your imagination is the most powerful thing that you have.
Well, that's how things are created. It starts in the mind,
Right.
and then
And
it
it's
begins to reach a level of physical manifestation.
exactly. And it starts in the spirit, in the non-physical world. Like when I was working with East West, I would hold court there. And one day I was sitting in a chair and I said, but wait a minute, this chair was once in someone's mind and
Mm-hmm.
now it's
Mm-hmm.
manifested.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, these little glimpses of who we are, we're not helpless on the planet. We are not helpless, brothers and sisters. Don't get stressed out. A good crystal for stress and mental balance, rose quartz, amethyst,
Mm-hmm.
crystal
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
for being stressed, lavender, because stress, as you know, lowers your vibration. It lowers your immune system. So mother has given us the tools that we need to power up, to reclaim our power, to know through word sounding power, mantras, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, you know, to bring down the volume of stress, meditation. Sometime I don't get up until like after 10 or after 11 because I'm listening to various meditations. I'm doing mantras. Like you could use this. Hold on. These mantra to say,
Oh, the beads, yes.
you can
Yeah, the
these are made
beads.
from sandalwood. And this was a gift when I worked with East West from 2007 to 2010. And while I was there, I was gifted this sandalwood. And I forgot to tell you, Lloyd, that Crystals for Everyday Living was started in East West back in 2007. That's when the crystals were born, the business was born. I'll never forget August 11th, 2007. And I learned all of these things. I call it East West University. My library has been built because of me being in that environment, and that environment has also helped me. I started doing workshops. I didn't this Shout out to Grace, this a yoga teacher from Korea, said, Kufunya, one of our uh, guest speakers were not able to come. Can you do a workshop? And me and my doubting self, I said, what am I going to talk about? What do I know? You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and she said, Kufunya, you can do it. So I started my first official workshop. So I have to give a shout out to Jan. I have to give a shout out to the Adrian, all of the owners who saw something in me as I was going through my journey of healing that I didn't see in myself. And being surrounded by crystals 6 days a week, a strong, being
Yeah.
all metaphysical books, going to the
In other words, it was no accident. That's what we're saying.
I'm
Now, I
telling
got
you.
to take one more person. That's a very important question. And they wanted to know, can you suggest some books to learn more about crystals and oils? And please, and they said, thank you in advance from Michelle Etienne.
Yes, beautiful, my sister. Thank you. You can use books like The Book of Stones is a very, very good book. There's a book with Ross Ben called Rock of Ages, the new edition. Uh, Judy Hall. Just DM me and I will give you a list of books. And sometime having certain books, I got a lot of metaphysical books, you know.
Yeah, I know that's right.
And sometime, you know what, Lloyd, the energy of the books, sometimes you don't even like, I would see a book in the bookstore and my spirit would say, get it. And sometime I wouldn't get it, right? And I would have to go back and the book wouldn't be there. So I don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
Anytime.
you follow spirit right then and there. Right then and
Exactly.
there.
And I know we're getting ready to close, but I just wanted to show people this is 108 mala. I also create mama's malas. So if you're interested in getting a crystal mala, you can get them as well from me.
And there
Custom
is the
made.
information right there on the screen. Take a screenshot or take your phone and take a shot from there. But I do want to thank you and hold on, Sister Kufunya. Don't you go nowhere because first of all, love you very, very much on the real.
Oh wow.
And you know how we do. We both sevens and we've always had this connection. So it is an honor and a pleasure because in fact, you introduced me to Ghana. Okay. I
Yes.
haven't been there physically, but because of you, I was doing a radio show on a regular basis there
Every
in
Monday.
Ghana because of you. So it
Shout
shows
out
you
to
how all
Lance.
these blessings work. Okay.
Yes.
So I want to thank you very much and do hold on because I want to let everybody know that next week, actually this Wednesday, this is going to be my guest, and he is a numerologist, but he is going to talk about numerology from a roster perspective. You hear that?
Ah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And this is a bad brother. And by the way, Sister Kufunya, he's a Leo, just like you.
Oh my goodness, we're lining up. The lion. Yep.
Oh yeah, no question. So
Yeah.
he is coming. He is be on this coming Wednesday. Then next Monday, week from today, I'm gonna have the number Swami and everything. But to all my listening audience, and Kapunya, don't you go nowhere, dear. I
Okay.
definitely want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I keep forgetting to say like, share, and subscribe. But if you like it, really do share it. But I mean, it's about be authentic about it. Don't be saying yeah, like, just like a robot. If you like
Now,
it, share it. Share it, do, and also subscribe. It'll be real nice. And I want to thank Sister Kufunya. Kufunya, you know you're all right with me, girl. So right there at the bottom of it, so everybody can
yeah.
know where to support the sister. And all these people I have on with Cash Apps, show them that kind of love. And don't be sending no. Well, I can't tell you what to because we
Right,
all
right,
going through
right,
some
right.
changes. But the point is making effort. We make efforts for other people, but we need to
All
make
the
efforts
time.
for ourselves. And that
And you
I'm
know
just
what,
being
Lloyd?
straight and being real.
I
Huh?
love I love to see people win. I
Me too.
really, really do.
Me
I
too. Me
and,
too.
and and you know, I might not know you, but if I know that you're bringing a good service to humanity, to uplift humanity, I love doing that. I love promoting. And you know from what I was doing on the Monday shows,
Yeah.
the programs is, reclaiming health and wellness, and that's through every spectrum. And if people are interested in the crypto world, you can also contact me too because I'm in a wonderful membership.
And her number is right there on the bottom of the screen. So whatever it is, email, IG, Facebook, Instagram, Cash App, the website, all of it is there for her. Sister Kufunya don't play. That's why she's on the show because she don't play. All
Thank
right,
you. Thank
beautiful
you.
lady. God bless you. And I
Thank
want to
you.
just say to everybody, thank you so much. And I thought I would only do this 15 minutes per, but it always spills over an hour. So I thank those that even stayed the length of time to do this. And I say to everybody, you'll all take good care of yourselves. And I look forward to seeing you Wednesday with my buddy KP or Kyron Paris. Okay. And then have your birthdays. He's gonna run through it. The brother is brilliant. All right. Like all the guests I have, as far as I'm concerned.